for tonight's late model feature event. 35 laps is the distance.
Starting on the pole in car number 20 from Watertown, Connecticut, in the Labor Solutions Incorporated Grand Prix, it's PJ Zarella.
Alongside in the number 22, it's the Ken's Chauffeur Transportation Monte Carlo from Orange, Connecticut, Don Acker Jr.
The third starting position will belong to car number 7 from Enfield, Connecticut, in the Maverick Group Monte Carlo, it's Craig Collins.
Scheduled to start alongside will be the number 87 for Scott Garrity of Farmington, Connecticut, in the New England Tech WCCC machine.
Starting 5th in the field is car number 99 from Lucasville, Connecticut, in the Cook Brothers Racing Team Monte Carlo, it's Scott Cook.
On the outside of that third row, from Hebron, Connecticut, it's the WWYZ Country 92.5 FM machine for Carl Holmgren Jr.
The 7th starting position belongs to car number 11 from Wallingford, Connecticut. The Steer Brothers Auto Monte Carlo, it's John Yale Jr.
Starting 8th will be car 77 from Ellington, Connecticut. It's the AA Budget Repair, Giappino's Restaurant Monte Carlo for Ed Ricard.
Mystic Pizza brings us car number 88 from New London, Connecticut. In the Pontiac Grand Prix, it's Mark Atkinson.
Alongside, right here in Stafford Springs, it's the Value Oil New England ATV MX number 82 for Rick Flanagan.
Let's check out the number 11 starting position in car number 49, South Hadley, Massachusetts. In the 8A Service Monte Carlo, it's Joe Rezatek.
And starting in the next spot, the 12th position will be our defending champion from Munson, Massachusetts. It's the OJS Landscape Excursion Pontiac for Jim Peterson.
Hanging out in the 13th starting position is car number 48, Shelton, Connecticut. In the freshman racing team for Taurus, it's Mike Quintiliano.
In the 14th starting spot, car number 3. From right here in Stafford Springs, it's the Eagle Leasing Machine for Ryan Pisacco.
One of the veterans will be in the 15th starting position in car number 6. From Preston, Connecticut, in the Electrical Contractors Incorporated Grand Prix, here's Jay Stuart.
Outside the 8th row, another hometown driver. He's aboard the Davidson Specialty Foods number 25. It's Woody Pitcat.
The 17th starting position will belong to last week's feature event winner in car number 8 from West Haven. In the Goldsmiths Excavating Dodge Intrepid, it's Chuck Zentarski.
And alongside will be the 08 from East Haven, Connecticut, the Auto Center car for Mike Gigantino.
Car 19 will start in the 19th position from Guilford. In the BPE Electric Company Monte Carlo, it's Penny Horton.
Then we move along to the number 42 car in the 20th starting spot from Northford, Connecticut, the DMW racing car for Dave Ray.
Due to start in the 21st position is car number 78 from Hamden, Connecticut. In the DeRoche's Automotive Grand Prix, it's Chris Birdsall.
Then we move to the number 2 car from Stafford Springs, the Lewandowski construction car for Charles Lewandowski.
In the 23rd starting position, here's car number 53 from Feeding Hills, Massachusetts. Johnson Chassis providing the sponsorship for Mike Conley.
Starting in the 24th spot will be the 12th car from Ludlow, Massachusetts, Paul Kecky.
The 25th starting position belongs to car number 96 from Suffield, Connecticut. It's Matt Young.
In the 26th starting spot, it's the 83 car from Higganum, Connecticut, the Racing for Kids, Connecticut Department of Children, Tony LaFoe.
Substituting for Tommy Butler tonight in car number 4 from Stafford Springs, in the Butler Group Monte Carlo, it is Dean Casagrande.
And rounding out our entries from Willington, Connecticut, it's the Affordable Roof Monte Carlo number 26 for Jesse Prince. There is your field, ladies and gentlemen, for tonight's late model 35-lap feature. We'll have 3 hot laps to give these cars an opportunity to warm up properly as the temperatures cool a little bit more and get them all ready for racing in what should be exciting action. 28 cars set to go, hot and heavy.
disgusting mongrel. Well, if I am a dog, the party is on. I gotta get my dog on my mind, I'm gone. Do you see the rope coming from my heart?
And thus we conclude our hot laps, and we'll see what our NASCAR officials have in mind now as they move out of turn number 4. Tony Leckie looking over the field, and there he has it. He displays the clenched green and the white flag indicating one more time around for the start. All right, get ready now. Late model racing action coming your way here at Jackaroot Stafford Motor Speedway.
You know, Raleigh, Who Let the Dogs Out? That's a very significant theme song because tonight a lot of the big dogs are in the back of the pack, and they're going to be growling as they try to get their way to the front.
Amazing, yes, and how. It's going to be a tough battle for them. A lot of good competitors up front. Certainly have to be reckoned with. So a lot of work ahead for some of our championship contenders in the back of the pack. Let's see how it all sorts out. We start to motor down the back stretch. We've got Harry Danko down on pit road, and he'll keep an eye on developments down there in case of any developments along the way. And so we are ready, ladies and gentlemen. Here they come now, starting to pick up some speed. We'll fill in the back of the pack, tighten up, and ready for action. Here they come now, moving into turn number 4. Jimmy DePuy behind the wheel of our Dylan Ford Mustang pace car. He'll pull to the inside, and then, ladies and gentlemen, hang on to your hats because here we go. And here's Matt.
And it's Zarella on the bottom. Contact already between Garrity and the 22 and Don Acker Jr. as they scramble into the first turn.
And Zarella hanging tight to that lead as they come off the turn. And on the inside, Craig Collins didn't look particularly strong earlier, but looking very good now as he motors at number 7 down low and trying to overtake the number 22 of Acker for the second spot. Zarella leads lap number 1.
Scott Garrity on the move in 4th, Scott Cook in 5th, and Carl Holmgren Jr., who looked very impressive in qualifying, trying to make a 3-wide move underneath Cook.
And he can't quite complete that move. They swap a little paint on that one. Holmgren will try again, goes to the inside of the 99 car, and Holmgren now has fifth place in the 02.
Now Garrity goes underneath Don Acker Jr. to pick up the number 3 position. At the front of the field is P.J. Zarella, but there's a cavalry behind him as now Holmgren trying to make a move on Don Acker Jr.
No room for some of our big guns to break out yet as the field's still quite tightly packed. Off the turn and leading another lap was a graduate of our Dare division, P.J. Zarella.
Rick Lanigan in trouble in the dirt in front of the straightaway.
Came out of turn 4 and just went around.
And Pitcat goes around and is clobbered by Resitek.
Oh, heavy contact there, and so the caution flies very, very rapidly.
Lewandowski also in the middle of it. Conley in 53, but Pitcat, his hood went about, I mean, it looked like a discus flying in the air, wound up about 40 feet down the track.
Yes, you can see it in front of the number 49 of Resitek, who also has heavy front end damage. And we have 7 cars involved in that one. We've got the 25, the 2 of Lewandowski, the 53 of Connolly, the 82 of Lanigan. Also, the 19 of Horton, the 08 of Gigantino, and the 42 of Ray. All involved in that fracas.
Well, Woody Pitcat was tied for the point lead coming into this race. He said before the race that consistency is what he was concerned about, and when things like that happen, the thing to do is forget about it, go get your car fixed, and come out, don't hold any grudges. So we'll see if he follows that. He was just topped by Resitek. When Pitcat spun, he was in a very vulnerable position, and there was nothing Resitek could do except to go into the 25 car.
Right, and Gigantino is behind the wall in the 08 car, and we'll see what else develops here. Pitcat motoring on down pit road now, and our pit road reporter, Danko down there, and he'll keep an eye on developments. Pitcat coming to a stop, and the crew scrambling out to see what they can do. They're working on the back end of the car at the moment, carrying off one of the loose pieces. And he's away. How about that? All right, number 25 of Woody Pitcat, the Davidson Specialty Foods machine. waiting for the field to catch up to him. But now you see the rest of the field going by. Pasako in the 3 is down low. And let's go to pit road for this report.
Well, waiting for Mike Gigantino to climb out of his number 08 machine. Extensive damage on the front of that machine. Mike, first of all, are you okay?
Yeah, thanks for asking. We had a great car. In a heat race, we almost won it. The car was handling great. We had a brake problem earlier. We fixed it. We came back. The car was fast. It was like a rocket. And we were hoping to get a good finish here tonight. And we were going pretty good. And then someone spun Woody around and nowhere to go.
A lot of front-end damage, as I mentioned, on your car.
Yeah, I hope we go. Well, we're not going to be able to fix it now. We're out for it tonight. But we'll work hard all week, and I got a good crew, so.
Tough night for Mike Gigantino with car number 08. His car is behind the wall, back upstairs.
Okay, Gary, good update for us. The number 3 of Ryan Pasako received black flag and has a stop-and-go penalty coming his way for rough riding. And he now pulls down on pit road where he will meet with the NASCAR officials. They may have a word or two to say, I would think, Matt, don't you?
It won't be good evening as Pasako heads into the pit road area. 6 laps have been completed in our 35-lap late model feature as the cars hit the stripe. And it's P.J. Zarella, his second year in the late model. And he says he's driving the car. He's done better this year than he did all of last year, like night and day. The difference for P.J. Zarella, 2 years in the air stock division. And this is second year in the late model. And he has a lead. And Craig Collins, you mentioned early on that he really didn't look that good in his heat race, but he kind of got hung out to dry on the outside. That car much better on the bottom of the track. However, the problem is he's going to have to start this restart on the outside along Zarella, so we'll see if he can handle it up there on the outside groove, working against the 20 car.
Right. And we still have a long, long way to go, of course. 6 laps are in the books. We do count the laps under caution. And let's get another update from Gary.
Well, I'm down here on pit road with the crew chief for Ryan Pasako's machine. First of all, any damage on your machine?
Just sheet metal.
What has Ryan been telling you on the radio?
Just that everything's bunched up too much. You can't get on the gas yet because everybody's just tied up way too tight. Them guys going 3 wide. Stuff happens.
What kind of setup did you put under your race car tonight for the cool condition?
Pretty much been tight all day, so we threw a gamble at it. We'll see what happens.
Okay, that's the crew chief for Ryan Pasako's machine back upstairs.
Okay, Gary, thank you very much for that update. Lent's yellow still in the air as we continue to work on the turn 2 area, having to put down some moisture absorbent. And that's being blown away right now, and hopefully we'll be back on the way very shortly.
Boy, remember when they used to call that stuff speedy dry?
Yes.
Now it's moisture absorbent.
Oh, whatever you want to call it.
Well, I
kitty
think
litter or...
It's a new technology of auto racing. You know, Scott Garrity running in the 3rd position. Last week, he had the 2nd fastest laps in the whole race early on, but then he developed a fuel pump problem and he ran out of gas. But he spent the winter in New Smyrna Beach, and he went to chassis school, where he and his crew, they learned stuff on how to set up cars. He said it was like a classroom where they went and studied, and he said it's really made a big difference in how to set up the car. So tonight, they were going to try a new shock in the car to see how it worked during warm-up. So Scott Garrity, when we say the drivers do their homework, well, Scott Garrity really did because he went to school.
Absolutely. Hey, that's the way to do it if you really want to be serious about your auto racing career.
I didn't even know they had chassis school.
Yeah. Well, coming into tonight, it has not been a sensational start for Garrity. He ranked 16th in points coming in, but we know what a consistent driver he is, and he'll move up. Now let's go back down to Gary Danko.
Well, another car behind pit walls, car number 19 of Kenny Horton. A lot of damage on that machine as well. First of all, Kenny, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I got a little shaken up, but we'll be back next week. We feel okay.
From your point of view, what happened?
You know, I saw Woody get sideways, and we jumped on the brakes. My spotter armor told me to slow down, and by the time I slowed down, Woody got on the side of us, which is funny because Woody's my mentor. He's been working with me here during practice all day, and it's just tough luck, you know.
You got a chance to survey the damage on your machine. How much damage is on that car?
You know, I'm going to talk to Eddie Gerch, my crew chief, right now and find out, but we'll be back next week. We're having a lot of fun. We're definitely having a lot of fun here.
Okay, that's Kenny Horton, the driver of car number 19. Big smile on his face, and he is okay back upstairs.
All right, just in time for the green flag, Gary. Here we go. Zarella and Collins in a drag race into turn number 1. Side by side, wheel to wheel. Here they come out of the turn, and it's anybody's battle at the moment. Got Garrity hanging right there. Carl Holmgren on the outside of the 0-2. Here we come now. Zarella just bobbles a tad, and Collins gets even looser, and that opens up the door for Garrity. He takes over second place.
Well, Collins having trouble on that outside groove. Ricard moves up into the number 3 position. So it is a battle for the lead now between Garrity and car number 87 and our pace setter, P.J. Zarella.
How about PJ? He's doing well, hanging right in there. Here comes Garrity now to make the challenge. Off the turn, they swap some paint. They're even at the line.
Garrity trying to buzzsaw his way underneath Zarella as they head to the back stretch. We have a new leader, and it's Scott Garrity, and also a new face in second place. It belongs to Ed Ricard.
How about Ed? He's running well. He's really been improving for the last couple of seasons, and now runs in the number 2 spot. Black number 77. Meanwhile, back a little further, Jim Peterson and Mark Atkinson side by side into turn 1. That battle is for the number 6 position. Atkinson has it. Here comes Resetec right in Atkinson's footsteps. Try to plow right along. Jay Stuart right behind Resetec in the number 6 car. Off the turn and through the line. Garrity leads another circuit, but look at Ricard putting the pressure on.
Ricard is all over the back bumper of the 87 car as Garrity storms into the quarter. Now Jay Stewart trying to make a move underneath Joe Resetec, deep in the pack. That's a battle for 8th place. And Chuck Zentarski trying to nose out Jim Peterson for the number 9 position.
And Zentarski makes that move and completes it. Stewart, meanwhile, right side by side with the 49 of Resetec. Into the turn now. Stewart edges ahead and takes over that number 7 spot.
Very few drivers are better on the bottom groove in Stafford than Jay Stewart. Now he's trying to hold off Resetec. Meanwhile, it is still a gang at the front between Garrity in the 87 and Eddie Ricard in car number 77. He tried to sneak under him that time, but Garrity would have nothing of it.
What an excellent lead. Mark-fought battle between these two. Meanwhile, Carl Holmgren is closing the gap somewhat. The number 02 creeping up now to the inside under Ricard.
Garrity drifted up high and Ricard trying to make him pay the price. And Eddie Ricard is taking over the top spot.
How about that? Great move by him. Shuffles past Garrity. Here comes Holmgren. He does likewise. And Garrity is drop kicked back to 3rd place. Zarella still with a fine performance in 4th in white number 20.
You don't want to get caught outside tonight, Raleigh, because that can be hazardous to your position in the standing. The 87 got caught, and now he's in 3rd.
Yep, quite obvious the low groove is the place to go for tonight so far. Now, back a little further in the pack, comes Zentarski, last week's winner, closes in on Resetec in the orange and blue number 49. He'll try to work his way up. Nope, gets a little too wide that time in turn 4.
Toughest battle on the track right now is for between Stewart and Atkinson. And Stewart kind of nudges ahead, but Atkinson fights back. Those two guys really going at it.
Excellent battle right there. Side by side. Two veteran competitors who really know how to handle these late models. Now it's Stewart getting the edge at the line.
And in the battle for second, Holmgren fighting against Ricard, and it is Holmgren taking over the lead in car number 02 with Garrity back to life in second. Ricard 3rd and P.J. Zarella. What a great night for him. He has 4th, but he also has a problem because look who's behind him.
Here comes Stewart. He is really closing the gap in a hurry. 15 laps remain in this one. Now the backstretch. Holmgren starting to stretch out his lead over Garrity. The field really stretched out.
You know, Raleigh, look deep in the pack in 13. Woody Pitcat, all the damage on him in that car, and he has made a great move. He is breathing down the tailpipe of Mike Quintiliano for the number 12 position. A great recovery by the Woodman.
Excellent, absolutely. Keep an eye on that one. Mike Quintiliano moves to the inside of Jim Peterson. And here's a battle for position. Quintiliano down now edge ahead, and Peterson's dropped back a spot. Here comes Pitcat trying to do the same thing. Peterson recovers nicely. However, a caution flies.
Trouble on the backstretch. It appears to be Dave Ray in the 42. I believe that's his car, bringing up the yellow, the second yellow of the night on lap 22. So we need to take a breather because that was some intense action.
Whew. Lap after lap, good fighting through the pack. Well, that's a help to Rick Flanagan in the 82. He'll be able to close up to the rear of the pack after having spun earlier and dropped off the pace. Rick, very personable young man, very well this year, as he sits in the number 7 point position, tied with Ed Ricard. Field stop now, they can squeeze through as we keep an eye on that situation out of turn 2. Earlier in the SK Modified 21 means 21 race, sponsored by Coors, here's the final order of rundown for you. Harry Malone taking the victory, followed by Ted Christopher. Frank Rocco took 3rd place in the 91, 23 of Larry Ross 3rd. Johnny Lobo was 4th in the number, 5th rather, in the car 30, followed by Willie Hardy Jr. 7th place to Jeff Johnson in the 15. Aaron Mendito finished 8th in the 25, followed by Adam Norton in the 43, and they moved on up to tonight's SK Modified feature. Coming up next, rounding out the field, Jeff Corral, Bert Raynard, Billy Bolton, Eric Byrne, Scott Foster Jr., and Bob Parker. Now let's get this report.
Well, I'm with Mike Sizz, who is a crew member on Carl Holmgren's number 02 machine. First of all, looks like you got a strong race car. What's he telling you on the radio?
He said the car's feeling good right now. We just hate to see this caution come out right now. We had a good lead there, and it's going to tighten the pack up pretty good. So we just hope the car will keep going the way it's been going right now. We're in good shape.
He likes the bottom groove.
Yeah, he does. As long as we stay low, we'll be good to go.
Okay, that's Mike Sizz, crew member on Carl Holmgren Jr.'s car. Back upstairs.
Okay, Gary, we appreciate that report, sir. Right up to date. So we'll keep an eye on that development if Holmgren can continue to run that low groove.
I like that little philosophy, kind of fine. Keep it low, and you're good to go.
There we go.
That was Jesse Prince, car number 26, car that tagged the wall exiting turn 2. And hopefully he is all right.
Yes, here's Dave Ray coming by the start-finish line now in the 42. The cars look somewhat alike. Distance. The old eyes sometimes play tricks on us, right, man?
Even the young guys play tricks on me. But it is 26 being dragged off the track. We finished 24 laps as we are getting down to the home stretch in our 35-lap late model feature. Before the yellow came out, it was an intense battle between Carl Holmgren Jr. in the 02 and Scott Garrity in the 87. But things can change in late models at every restart. Ed Ricard is 3rd. Then is P.J. Zarella 4th. Jay Stewart, car number 6, is riding along in 5th place. He is picking up a lot of spots.
Am I on?
Car race is Mark Atkinson in 6th. Craig Collins in 7th. Joe Rubenstack in 8th. In 9th, Zentarski and Jim Peterson in 10th. That's our top 10.
Well, that caution certainly was a good break for the middle of the pack as they've now tightened right up. Good start by Holmgren. Let's see if it holds. Into turn 1 they go. Nope, caution is out. Holmgren with much of a jump. Mark Atkinson spinning as he was tapped as the cars backed off on the accelerators. But he's okay. 88 now picks up and he'll move back into his restart position.
And that was in 6th place, right alongside the 6 of Jay Stewart.
Okay. See if we can get him going this time. Here we come. Still tightening up. Hopefully everybody in his proper spot. Here we come. Off turn number 4. We'll keep an eye and make sure we got a good, clean, even start here. That's what they're looking for. And there it is. And it is a good, even start.
Zarella did not come up to speed, and Atkinson plowed into the rear of that car.
However, Zarella does keep going now. Lost a lot of ground, however, from his 4th place position on back to 8th. Now here's Ed Ricard to the inside of Garrity, looking for the number 2 spot. Stuart right behind him in the blue number 6. Good battle for the 3rd spot now.
Ricard like a laser. He moved into second. A scramble. There's Conley involved. And car number 53 along with the 78 of Birdsall.
Here we come now. Here's Stuart challenging Ricard for that number 2 spot. Off the turn they come, heading for the start and finish line. And it is still Holmgren. Ricard just ahead of Stuart at the line. But Stuart on the inside will now take number 2 spot away. Holmgren drifts up and loses valuable ground as he gets a little bit sideways. Here's the battle for the lead.
And the yellow comes out.
Cook is into the wall up in the turn 1 area in the 99 car.
And that is a brand new car purchased by Scott Cook this year. And right now that new car is part of the first turn scenery.
We'll have our lucky numbers for some door prizes for you coming up right after this feature. So stand by with that with your Pit Stopper magazines if you would. But in the meantime, keep an eye on that situation. Hopefully Scott's all right. Yep, they're hooking up to the car. The car apparently not in good shape. Hope Scott is. Fine young driver. Guy.
So Raleigh, we're going to have a red-yellow here, so these laps will not count as they clean up the debris. And Scott Cook, during the fall, Scott Cook not only is a great auto racer, he's also a football coach. In the fall at Montville High School, and a great season for them last year as they went all the way to the state championship game, and Scott Cook was one of the assistant coaches on that team.
Hey, all right. That's what we like to hear. Stay active with the youth. Now, let's see as we load her on down. There is the red-yellow situation, so these laps are not counting now. While we take care of the situation in the turn 1 area. Gary?
Well, PJ Zarella has brought his car behind the wall as he still sits in his machine car number 20. PJ, tell us exactly what happened.
I'm pretty sure I exploded the transmission on the car.
You're having a very strong run tonight.
Yeah, we were. The car was real strong. Motor's real strong. I got to thank Billy the Kid for the motor. Phil helped us set the car up. The car was driving better than it ever did. It's a shame, you know, but we'll come back.
Tough break for PJ Zarella as he is out of the event with car number 20 back upstairs.
No question about it. It was his best run ever, Matt. 4th place, doing well.
And he looked good, but we saw in that last restart, he did not come up to speed, and now we know the reason why.
Yes, you can see all of a sudden the smoke pouring out of the rear end of that car. That was the story. Transmission troubles. Looking up to the 99 now in the turn 1 area. And Scott is okay, so that I'm happy to hear. But the car is not. So hopefully he and his crew can get things all set for next Friday night's action. And don't forget that next week, that's right, you know who's coming. Featherlight Modified Series on hand once again for the 13th annual Connecticut Classic 150. Brought to you by Haynes. Check with the Stafford Motor Speedway box office for your tickets in advance. The number is area code 860-684-2783.
And the defending champion of the Connecticut Classic, a man who's won 5 out of the last 6 Featherlight races held at Stafford. And you know who that is, Mr. Ted Christopher.
Yes, sir. Okay, let's see now. Carl Holmgren and Ed Ricard have been having quite a battle all night long, and we expect it will continue. 6 laps remain in this one. Mike Cannelly apparently having the repairs made, strictly structural damage, not as far as the mechanical part. So he's able to return in the 53 car. Better get moving and pick up in the back of the pack for the restart. Here we come now. Pick up speed. There's a green flag, and here's Matt.
And it's Holmgren getting the job. He loves the bottom groove. He moves into second, and he has a sight set on the 02 of Carl Holmgren Jr.
And one man who's patiently worked his way through the pack, Mike Quintiliano in the white number 48. battles Ricard now for third place. Don't count him out.
He has become a factor, and also Zentarski is on the move. The bottom way is the place to go, and Zentarski is pulled into the number 5 position.
Jim Peterson also making his move now. He motors up alongside Scott Garrity. This number 17 car also on the move, but the laps are running out. When we come to the line, just 4 to go.
Here comes Stuart on the bottom of Holmgren. A battle for the lead. Jay Stuart is taking over the top spot. Here comes Quintiliano in car number 48. Quintiliano moves into the number 2 position.
Here comes Zentarski in that red number 8. He's fighting for the 4th position. Holmgren trying to fight back now in the 0-2. Can't quite muster enough off turn 4 to overtake Quintiliano. 3 laps to go.
Chuck Zentarski said last week, Jay Stuart sometimes struggles on the outside groove, but nobody is better on the bottom. That's where he plants his car now. When they hit the stripe, he will have 2 laps standing between himself and a big victory.
All right, to the line they come. And that's it. 2 laps remaining. Stuart will take over the point lead if he can hold on. 2 more circuits. Here comes Zentarski. Problems. Up into the wall goes Dave Ray in the 42. Sparks were flying out of that car. And apparently something broke before he went into the turn. Dave Ray having problems now. He starts to motor away under his own power. Meanwhile, 88 of Mark Atkinson going around. 3 on the track. Take care of that situation.
You know what that means, Rowley.
We do not finish under caution, folks. It'll be a green-white checker situation to determine the winner of this very fine late model feature tonight. Yes, sir. Good action tonight.
Well, looked like Jay Stuart was on his way to win. However, the yellow flag changed the complexion of things in a hurry as Mark Atkinson into the pit road area in car number 88.
And this is certainly costly for him as it'll push him way back. They're working on the right front of that car at the moment, pulling some sheet metal away. Wheel, also checking out the wheel itself. Apparently, Atkinson must have made contact with somebody. I didn't see it. But,
looks like somebody took a big bite out of that pizza that's on the hood.
No.
Wow, 2 of the best on this restart. On the bottom, Jay Stuart. On the outside will be Mike Quintiliano. And if those guys, if any one of them should bobble, look who's in the background.
Yes, sir, the number 8 sitting right there. Gary?
Well, I'm with the crew chief for Mark Atkinson's machine. They just brought that car down on pit road. How much damage on that right front?
Well, in the right front, we tires up, but we lost the right front fender. Most of our trouble started on that last restart when the 20 blew up a transmission or rear end or something. There was oil all over the place, and that's what sent us to the back.
Okay, that's the crew chief for Mark Atkinson's machine. He is back out on the Speedway. Gentlemen?
Okay, Gary, the number 42 of Dave Ray receiving the black flag. He will have a stop-and-go penalty for rough riding. Ray drops down low on the track, and he'll try to motor along pit road just as quickly as he is allowed. We're still under the caution situation, so we'll see what the signal is given when they approach the start-finish line this time. There it is. Lunch green, Tony Leckie for the restart.
And the high-speed cat-and-mouse game will be conducted between Jay Stuart in car 6 and Mike Quintiliano for car number 48. Stuart always very comfortable on that bottom road, and where he is located right now.
Well, a shootout coming up, Matt.
Remember last week, Stuart was in a position to win, but Chuck Zentarski came from 3rd to 1st. Well, he's in a position to maybe pull off an instant replay, hanging around in 4th. And Carl Holmgren, who really looks powerful on the bottom groove in the number 3 spot. And look at Woody Pitcat. He came from the grave at about lap 6, and he's worked his way up into the 7th position.
Absolutely, good run for him.
And if he should contend for the championship, remember tonight, it looked like that car was a goner. He moved up into a contending position, and he's going to do pretty good in the points after tonight if he can hang in there, which is a pretty big if.
Here we come now to the line. There's a green flag. Good start by Stuart. Holmgren goes to the inside. Trying to work on it. No, sir.
Too good a
Our
start.
officials did not like the start. Much of a jump by Stuart, so we'll try it again. Remember, the cars do not dictate the restart. The starter does. They must remain side by side until that green flag waves. So they did not do it on that occasion, particularly Jay Stewart. So we'll do it all over again.
Big seminar in the drivers' meeting tonight, conducted by Frank Stamato Jr. And we'll see if the lesson is hit home as we get ready to try again.
There we go. Into turn one, side by side. This is going to be quite a battle, these last two circuits. Zentarski on the outside. He's handling that outside groove very well. He takes the number 3 spot, switches to the inside, trying to work under Mike Quintiliano. Look at the Polish rocket. Here he comes. And he takes over second place, forcing Quintiliano to the high side.
1 lap to go, and the question, does Chuck Zentarski have anything left for Jay Stewart? He's getting closer as he tries to surround Stewart as they head down the backstretch.
Good action. Holmgren fighting for third, but back up front. And Zentarski close that gap even more. Here he comes. He's up tight. Off the turn they come. Stewart holding that low groove. And it's Jay Stewart for the win over Chuck Zentarski. And Ricard takes down third place. Carl Holmgren fourth by the width of a wheel. And so Jay Stewart does it. He'll take over the top spot in our point standings for the late models.
Well, Chuck Zentarski got close enough to do chin-ups on the spoiler of Stewart's car, but couldn't find a way to get by him. And Jay Stewart started deep in the pack tonight, and he worked his way up. He started 15th and very patient early on while a lot of the front runners had their problems, and his first win of the year.
All right, and a fine effort once again by Zentarski, and give credit to Ed Ricard. He ran probably one of his finer races tonight in the 77 car, a very strong third place. Let's remind you, Stafford Motor Speedway late model contingency partners include ArQuest Auto Parts, Comfort Systems USA Hartford, Atlantic Coast Trailer Sales, New England Racing Fuel Sunoco brand, and the Lisa contingency presented by Mike and Kathy Barry in memory of their daughter, Lisa Barry. Yes, sir, that's the story on our late model feature. We'll have the official rundown for you shortly.
People use the tools at their disposal to find out what's wrong and fix it. But even with years of experience, it's not always easy. Appearances can be deceiving, because even though this isn't a hospital, this is a surgeon. He just operates on cars.
Paging Dr. Norris. Your car is ready.
CarQuest, the professional choice.
And now let's go to Victory Lane and Gary Danko with our third place finisher.
Well, he started 8th, and Raleigh, just as you mentioned, he finished 3rd. Ed Ricard, great race for you tonight, Ed.
Thank you. This is actually our first time here ever on the podium in 4 years. Feels great.
You gotta be happy your crew's here with you as well.
Yep, so many people to thank. A Bunch of Repair, Chipinos, Phillips Auto Repair, Pettit Motors, and Main Fish. And Norm Plantier for helping us with everything.
It had to be very special to be running up in the front all night like you did.
Finally, yeah, we waited a long time for this.
And what was the key? A lot of hard work over the winter months?
Actually, this car went together in 3 weeks before the Sizzler, and here we are.
Okay, Ed Ricard, a nice third place finish for him tonight with car number 77. Well, last week he sat in victory lane. Tonight he finishes 2nd, the Polish Rocket, Chuck Zentarski, the driver of car number 8. And Chuck, I'll tell you, you really worked your way up to the front tonight. Tell us about it.
The car in the beginning of the race was, I told him, you know, like last week, set it up loose, so I come in at the end. It was a little bit too loose in the beginning. It came on too late at the end. I needed it about 5-6 laps before that.
It looked like the bottom groove was the way to get around the Speedway tonight.
Oh yeah, if you're on the bottom and you're hooked up and you can make it stick there, that's the way to go. It came on too late. The bike, I'll tell you, my boys did a good job. Steve McCarthy, Lee, my owner, Tony T.A., the awesome horsepower he gave is unbelievable. Paul Goldspink for the money, Cardone. I'll tell you, these guys without these help, I wouldn't be able to do it with the crew. They dedicate hours and hours of work to working on the car to make it where it comes in. And I'll tell you, these guys really showed it. You know, they're a little off on the setup and make it come in on the end. But they'll get it.
You got to feel pretty proud of your crew and your driving ability to be doing as well as you are so early in the season. Win last week is second tonight.
Well, see, this rolled off from last season. The last 2 races of last year, we were running real good. And they just kept the car the same, and it just snowballed right into this season. We should be good all year.
Okay, Chuck Zentarski, he comes home in the second place finish tonight with his car number 8. But when it was all said and done, the driver of car number 6, the driver of the Arbortel convenience store machine, Jay Stuart, is sitting in victory lane. Jay, congratulations, job well done tonight.
Thanks.
Started back in 15th, brought it up to the number 1 spot. Tell us about it.
Yeah, the car was pretty good. Probably better the last 2 weeks, but I got to thank the guys that got me here. Arbortel convenience stores, Cliff Nelson Racing, ECI Contractors, and Concrete Express, and the Connecticut Trailers. Got me a new trailer. And I just got to thank all the crew and family for helping us out. Chris did all that work in the motor. Motor run great tonight. So,
tell us about those final restarts.
Track. I can't. Well, let's see what happened.
A couple of those restarts, you were battling a couple of different drivers up there. It just looked like your car had plenty of power.
Well, the car accelerated nice on the restart. The track was a little dirty in one. I didn't want to get in there and slide up the road, so I just wanted to get through there smooth and come out.
Okay, that's Jay Stuart. He picks up the late model feature win here tonight at Stafford Motor Speedway. Back upstairs to the SMS broadcast booth.
All right, thank you, Gary Danko.